Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Catholic Drive Time, keeping you informed and inspired. My name is Rudy Carlos, and here's a roundup of your news today. The Hill reports U.S. citizen and Chinese officials charged with spying on dissidents. Officials have charged Queens, New York resident Wang Shujun and 4 officials from the Chinese Ministry of State Security with allegedly carrying out a scheme to collect information on dissidents and activists to then be given to the Chinese government. Court documents allege that Wang helped establish an anti-Chinese government, pro-democracy organization in his area and allegedly used his reputation to provide information to the Chinese officials and the government on human rights leaders and activists. Epoch Times reports Biden invokes Defense Production Act to accelerate domestic production of baby formula. In a statement published yesterday, the White House announced that the Defense Production Act would require infant formula manufacturers' ingredient suppliers to prioritize the needs of infant formula manufacturers before any other customers. The administration remains in close touch with manufacturers and retailers to identify transportation and logistical needs to increase the amount and speed of FDA-approved formula being shipped into the country, and ensure that the formula is quickly moving from factories to retailers, the White House said on Wednesday. Axios reports DHS preparing for violence following abortion ruling. Law enforcement agencies are investigating social media threats to burn down or storm the Supreme Court building and murder justices and their clerks, as well as attacks targeting places of worship and abortion clinics. The mass shooting in Buffalo, New York over the weekend has complicated everything even more, said Jonathan Wackrow, a risk management consultant and a former special agent with the U.S. Secret Service. He continues, the attack in Buffalo actually has a measured impact on this Roe decision and how people will react to it, he told Axios. You see that people are willing to engage in the most violent acts in furtherance of ideology. Just the News reports Biden administration reportedly pausing controversial disinformation board. The Department of Homeland Security is reportedly pausing its recently formed Disinformation Board after roughly just 3 weeks, amid criticism and confusion over the effort and its leadership. The agency made the decision earlier this week to shutter the board, which was followed by a draft of a resignation letter from Nina Yankovic, who was hired to lead the board. Since the announcement of her hire, critics have pointed to online posts and other comments that suggest she has spread her own sort of disinformation, including challenging the authenticity of a laptop belonging to Hunter Biden. Axios also reports U.S. gun manufacturing triples since the year 2000. Most of those guns being produced are handguns. Washington Examiner reports cold turkey. Erdogan blocks fast-tracking Finland and Sweden's NATO applications. Turkey slammed the brakes on a procedural move to fast-track Finland and Sweden's applications to join NATO on Wednesday and presented a list of concerns to its allies. Accession requires unanimous agreement among NATO members, which gives member state Turkey ample leverage. Turkey has been at odds with other members of NATO over Western support of Kurdish fighters in parts of the Middle East in recent years, and has expressed regrets about permitting neighboring Greece into the alliance in the 1980s. And the Epoch Times reports California church shooting suspect had ties to Communist Chinese Front Group. Chu, a native of Taiwan, had close ties to the China Council for the Promotion of Peaceful National Reunification. That is a mouthful. An entity under Beijing's United Front Work Department, a powerful Chinese Communist Party agency charged with overseeing foreign influence operations. The council was founded by the Chinese Communist Party in 1988. Its primary mission, as stated on its website, is countering separatist movements such as those calling for Taiwan's independence. The Communist Chinese Party considers Taiwan to be part of its territory, even though the regime has never ruled the self-governed island. And finally, the Daily Signal reports, with Dobbs on the horizon, states continue to ramp up pro-life legislation in 2022. As of April, 42 states have introduced a total of 417 pro-life bills, or bills containing at least one pro-life provision in 2022. This includes 273 bills introduced in 2022 and 144 bills introduced in last year for the current legislative session. These bills contain a total of more than 600 pro-life provisions. The laws enacted so far this year demonstrate a variety of approaches to pro-life legislation. While pro-abortion advocates will continue to assert the false claims that pro-life people only care about babies before they're born, the legislation moving forward proves otherwise, with many of the efforts focusing on increasing support for mothers and families, not just during pregnancy, but well after the child is born. And those were your headline news this morning. God love you.